Healing is a muscle. The more you train it, the harder it is for anybody to ever break you again. Bro, sis, I need you to understand something. When you go through all this traumatic experiences, when you go through all that mental fog, when you go through dealing with all that emotional stress, I need you to understand that's a lot on your body. It's a lot on your mind, but it's a lot on your body. It's so much stress. It's so heavy carrying all that around. You know what I'm saying? I need you to understand, when you get into fitness, when you decide to take your health and wellness, serious through your journey of self-improving, through your journey of recovering from the narcissist, you feel what I'm saying? You got to understand this. It's going to put you in a state of being that you have never seen yourself before. You know what I'm saying? This version of yourself was hidden, by the narcissist. The narcissist didn't want you to see, this version of yourself. You feel me? You got to be able to separate your identity of what you thought versus who you want to become. And when you get into this health and wellness thing, you just start to take your self and that awareness very serious. One thing that I realized when I first got into this, I didn't know that it was going to clear my mind for real. I just wanted to get my mind off thinking about all of that and ruminating, right? So as I was, getting into the gym, getting into nutrition and all that, and understanding, what I was doing was I was building that brick, that brick house, putting that brick up, that 1% deposit into self every single day. You know what I'm saying? Bro, sis, when you start to put that 1% deposit into yourself on taking care of your body, taking care of your health, taking care of your wellness, I promise you, this idea of what you feel like about yourself every single day, it goes away. You know what I'm saying? It will exhaust the negativity that you feel about yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you go work out, when you exercise, when you're putting your body through the type of stress that you choose to get an ROI, there's no other, there's not too many other rewarding feelings, I should say, that when you put into something, you get out the same exact effort you put in. You've been putting this kind of effort into so many people, so many toxic people, so many narcissists, however the case may have you. You've been putting your effort and so much into that there was no ROI, return on investment. You feel what I'm saying? You invested a lot of time in that. When you invest the time on you to eat right, that was the key thing. When your emotions and your mood swings and how you feel, the triggers, thinking about this, being around this person, when you're going around doing all of that, like a lot of times when you're in these type of situations, you're comforting. You know what I'm saying? The narcissists and all these, like most, I don't know about y'all, but like from where I'm from, when I was dealing with all that for real, before I separated myself quietly, like a lot of people have a lot of unhealthy bad habits and will push upon you. Like my upbringing in my narcissistic household, had terrible eating habits, and that will be pushed upon you. And one thing that I realized, when you try to be healthy, when you want to see yourself in a more fit version of yourself, when you start to want to decide you want to transform, people like that will shame you. They'll say things like, "Oh, so you eating clean today? You eating chicken and broccoli? That's what you doing? So that's on the menu? You eating that? That's on the menu?" And it's wild that the narcissistic people would say stuff like that to you when you're just trying to make a better chance for yourself. The people that you call friends, those narcissistic friends, you feel me? Those narcissistic co-workers. the relationships where, you know, the husband and the wife, the boyfriend, girlfriend, and shame you. Also, all of a sudden you want to eat healthy. All of a sudden you can't eat like the rest of us. This is this is what I'm saying about how you get pushed on unhealthy habits. You're adopting so much stress all over the place, and you just need to adopt better habits and kill the noise. You feel what I'm saying? Let go of that anchor that's not you. You're holding so much weight. You don't have to. You just need to step into your new version of you and act as if today. You feel what I'm saying? Going through your recovery, I promise you, and utilizing exercise, the food that you intake is good or bad information. So if you're eating foods with bad content, you're gonna intake, your body gonna absorb bad content. You know what I'm saying? Separate yourself. You gotta separate your identity from who you were versus who you're trying to be when it comes to this too. You know, just so you can make it a daily habit. It's a lifestyle. You know, this healing thing as you improve. But listen to me, as you improve, you have to find frameworks and things to stay active and stay moving. You know, fitness is a high component, a key component, I would say top tier, to get yourself out of this rut, to get yourself out of this mental fog of thinking about what they gonna do today and stressing out. Like, get out of that. Your body's more important than worrying about what you can't control with a narcissist. Way more important. It's entirely too important. That's gotta be a focus for you in order for you to wanna heal from this for real, to be honest with you, bro. Sis, I'm not trying to be like mean, but I just want to keep it a stack with you. Like, your health is serious. Take that serious today. You don't have to feel that stress. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to feel inadequate in the sense of how belittled you feel dealing with all the nonsense, feeling embarrassed. You know, and like I was saying, going to this gym as often as I was, and I was getting results, and I was seeing myself change. I was seeing myself transform. You know, my mind was transforming. I was becoming more mentally resilient about the thoughts. I was controlling my thoughts. You feel what I'm saying? One thing about ruminating, you don't really control your thoughts. You'll continue to think about it and, you know, burst in tears, whatever the case may have you. Get into the gym. I've learned how to control my thoughts, because you got to understand, when you're lifting weights, there's this thing called mind-muscle connection. And what you have to do is you have to literally think about the muscle as you exercise. You have to literally squeeze the muscle in your mind and put your mind in that muscle and squeeze it. And listen to me. You have to focus on that so much and be so key with that, and be aligned with yourself and be so aware of yourself in that present moment. There's no way that I can ruminate thinking about some trauma bonds with people that I'm not even gonna see for the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying? There's no way I have the capacity in the room in my mind to think about what I've been through with somebody that I can't even take serious, because I'm so focused on mind-muscle connection. Do you see what I'm saying? And then doing this over time, that 1% of mind-muscle connection daily, inputting good foods, good information. You know what I'm saying? Curating my social feeds for, you know, motivational, other content around narcissistic abuse recovery, and just a daily deposit, a daily focus on changing my perspective on myself. And that was just 1% over time. And I'm just saying, like, that framework over time, I can't think about like trauma bonds. When I say get into fitness, when I say get into health and wellness for real, and take it serious, I want to help you succeed of getting over this. I want to help you succeed of staying on this consistently. You feel what I'm saying? Because it helped me a lot. It helped me so much. That's why when I make these kind of videos about this, about using fitness to recover from narcissistic abuse, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Because this really helps. This speeds up the process. You won't have any time to focus on anything you've ever been through dealing with a narcissist because you'd be too focused on how your body feels. You know what I'm saying? You'll feel good about yourself. When you eat and when you wake up and you done fasted all that food, you wake up with an empty stomach feeling good. You know what I'm saying? You're not hungry, you're just waking up like, dang, I didn't disrespect myself by continually adopting these bad habits from the narcissist. I didn't disrespect myself, and I took it serious. You know, I stopped letting what would be a joke, a shame, or some type of whatever they felt about when I'm doing something for myself when it comes to this. I was going to focus on it regardless, because it was for me. It was for my mind. You know, I emphasize this and I say all this to everybody because this is key for your mind. You have to develop your mind as you go through life, as you go through this journey, as you discover more about yourself, as you find more alignment with self. You know, again, this wakes you up. This gives you that awareness. This gives you that superpower, right? Now, use that superpower and execute. Learn, self-educate. You feel what I'm saying? I'm heavy on self-education, heavy. Audibles, books, you know what I'm saying? I'm heavy on it. And I know there's people in the comments who's heavy on it too. I'm heavy on it, and it's just a daily practice, a daily habit. You know, you have to take it that serious. I know, because sometimes people will be like, well, that's too serious. No, this is how serious you have to take yourself, because you wasn't taking yourself serious then when you were with the narcissist, around the narcissist. Didn't know that you were around narcissists. You wasn't taking yourself serious then. I know I wasn't. You know, I can hold myself accountable to that. So I take myself serious now in this facet, because I have to. I don't want to spend any more time and waste any more time on things that don't give me any ROI. You feel what I'm saying? And I want to help, somebody discover the power you got of awareness of all of this to improve. You know, the only thing that you can do after you've been through all that, discarded, whatever the circumstance you are in, once you get, the only thing you can do is go up, improve. That's the only thing you can do. You've been beat down that much. The only thing you can do is improve and go up. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to choose to stay and feel as such. You can feel in a more healthy and well state. You feel what I'm saying? It behooves of you to do it because it's serious. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people want to see you down bad anyway when it comes to, especially when it comes to health. That's a joke to them. I know that's probably like wild to say, but I just want to keep it a stack with you. Like, this is how those kind of people are. You know what I'm talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So when you get rid of the noise and you focus on you, and you start to do this every single day, 1%. That's all you got to do. And over time, it'll stack up, compound interest. You feel what I'm saying? That book, The Compound Effect. I don't know if anybody read that book, but that's what I'm talking about. The 1% every single day. That's why I preach it, that 1%, because it's compound interest over time. And fitness taught me that. When I started 7 years ago, I'm 37 now. When I started 7 years ago, and I just did it 1% a day, and it's just compound effect. And I read that book, and thinking about that and thinking about all these tools and frameworks and applying it in my mind and to my life and to my reality. You know what I'm saying? I started to understand it's an illusion to believe that there's so much hold on myself from the narcissist. It's an illusion. It's not real. Fear of what? That they're not gonna be in my life. So what? So what? I'd rather not be in my life and be at peace than be in my life and be stressed because I'm scared of letting go of the connection to the chaos. No, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? This peace right here is worth it, but you gotta build it. You gotta build it, bro, sis. And it's possible. And I want you to take your health and wellness serious, because it's gonna put you in a state of mind that's gonna give you thought of self, that vision of yourself, that you can stop thinking about this, that you can be out of this, that you can feel better about yourself, that you can be more healthy, that clothes fit again. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't gotta indulge in food just because somebody said, let's go kick it and let's eat this food. You don't have to indulge in that, because you don't have to. That's a choice. That's why I emphasize choice too. It's a choice. You choose. When you start to choose you in these situations, because most of these situations you choose the group, especially dealing with the narcissist. You feel what I'm saying? But when you choose you, it's gonna separate you, not to be alienated, but you are gonna be alienated because people are gonna look at you weird, but because you're trying to become a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about how you got to separate yourself from the noise, because people will try to talk you out of trying to walk into a better version of you. People will try to talk you out of that. People will say things because they haven't seen it they don't believe in themselves. You feel what I'm saying? They do not believe in themselves. That is not realistic for most people. So when you get into this gym habit, when you get into this eating right habit, when you get into this sleep habit, you feel what I'm saying? And you stack up, you start to realize, dang, I wish I had started this when sooner, but it's not even about sooner. How does the quote go? The last time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second time is today. Yes, that's today. You feel what I'm saying? Start your health and wellness journey. I promise you, bro, sis, you will clean up your mind. You will get rid of this fog. This fog does not come back. And even if it does come back, you're not scared of it. You have an understanding with it. You feel what I'm saying? When you pay attention to yourself and your body and your emotions like that, as you go along your health and wellness journey, you start to see what's really important, what's really worth your focus, what's really worth your thought process for real. Because I promise you, thinking about whatever narcissist wants you to gaslight yourself about, it does not serve you in any shape, form, or fashion at all. Break the mental chains by taking your health and wellness serious. It's an illusion. It's not real. Your triggers don't have to be triggers. They really don't. It's a choice. You just got to be able to put yourself in the state of mind by health and wellness. You know what I'm saying? And it's just start the process. Start walking. You don't have to jump in there and be, you know what I'm saying, hardcore. You just start walking. Start drinking more water. Start eating more fruit. Stop, you know what I'm saying, going out to eat whenever. Just you can start slow and get into this habit forms, and it snowball effects. It just builds. And you just feel good about you. It's defeating that version that you couldn't even fathom. Like I don't even know what I looked like back then versus now. I mean, yeah, I got my like before and after, but like what I'm saying is like I don't even really remember. You know what I'm saying? Because my brain has transformed so much since then. It's not worried about none of that. And I want to help people get into that mindset of helping your mental health, because that's what you got to live with at the end of the day. That's what you got to go to sleep with, is your mind. You feel what I'm saying, bro? Sis, is your mind. You gotta live with your mind at the end of the day, and that starts today. This is your season. You feel what I'm saying? Exercise is a privilege. This is a gift. Take advantage of it while you got it. Straight up. Don't let that stress destroy your body, making you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because stress really, it does break down your body. We all know how we all get health problems dealing with, you know, those traumatic experiences. This is right here is how you heal. This is gonna speed this up. This is going to help you move forward. And you just start slow. You don't have to be straight crazy. Start slow. Build slow. Get that brick. 1%. That's all you got to do. Compound interest. You feel me? Or the compound effect. Bro, sis, I want you to take your health and wellness serious. For real. I want you to be able to love yourself. For real, for real. I want you to be enthusiastic about yourself. I want you to be happy that you have an awareness with yourself, that you have a path forward on who you want to be as you self-improve and develop and go through this journey of recovering from all of this. So I hope this message finds you well. I'm Fonzie Murph, and I'm out. Peace.